So we have this data right now, and using this data, we're going to find the subtotal. The subtotal is a function in Excel. So if I go to data and if I click on this outline, I'll see subtotal. Now, this is good for Office 365 for PC. For Apple users, you have to find where this subtotal is. You should be able to find sometimes on this data to the right somewhere, you'll see subtotal, or you can go to home, and in home all the way to the right, you can find something called auto sum. If you click on that, you will see something called all. And if you click on that, you will see something called subtotal. And when you click on that, you will see the subtotal pop up. Okay? So depending on whether it's a PC or Apple, depending on the version of Excel, you will find this in different places. One of the easiest ways probably is to know your version and what hardware you're using. For instance, I'm using PC and I'm using Office 365 as the version. If I can use this, go to Google, type PC Office 365 subtotal, and you will see where the subtotal button is if you cannot find it. But most of the time you should be able to find out where the subtotal button is by going to data and then click on outline, or you will see it right here without this outline. Okay, depending on what you see. Now let's do the subtotal. For the subtotal, I'm going to copy all these to another worksheet. So let's create a new worksheet. I'm going to click on this as we did before. Double click on sheet 1 and I put subtotal. I go back to salary. I'm going to highlight all my data starting from name. I hold the shift button, move it to the right till I see new salary highlighted. And I'm going to bring the arrow down, the button arrow button down. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to highlight all the data, and then I'm going to click on Control and C together. When I do that, it is actually having a running border that tells me that it is copied to the clipboard. So now I go to subtotal, click on A1, and I will, instead of pasting it, what I would like to do is to go to home, click on paste, and paste special. You will see paste special, or you want to basically get two values. Depending on the PC or Mac, you will see it somewhere in this area. Okay? If you can even pull this menu, you will see this area. Okay, this is copy and this is the paste. So if you click on this, or you will see paste special right there itself in some Mac or PCs also. It depends on the version and the hardware that you're using, or the operating system that you're using. So I click on values and click OK. So now all my values without the formula are given. See, I can see there's no formula here. So I'm going to make it bigger now, or wider, the columns wider, by double clicking between B and C, between C and D, between D and E. And I'm going to highlight these two, and I'm going to hit on this dollar button, so to see the dollar figure. Okay. I can highlight this if I want to, and then make it the same color. I can make it a little bigger so that wider rather, and then I can so that I can see it a little better like I did before. So to do the subtotal now, let's do the subtotal. I'm going to click on name and I'm going to highlight all my data. And then wherever you found the subtotal button, you're going to click on that. So here I have in my data and in outline, or you'll see subtotal here. I click on subtotal and I see this pop-up window. This is exactly what you want to have. Once you have this pop-up window, at each change in the department, see, the departments are all aligned together. That is, all the departments are grouped together or sorted together. So to do the subtotal right, if you want to do by department, this, whatever you are using here, so you can subtotal by name, by department, by salary, by new salary. It doesn't make sense to do salaries, but by name or department you can do. But I want to do it by department. That is much better for me because I want to find the subtotal for each department. That is, subtotal by name doesn't make any sense either. So department is the only thing in this data that I can subtotal with. And for that, you need to make sure that all the departments or all the names in the departments are all grouped together. Make sure that you have that. Here we have it because we copied it that way. Or the original data was that way. So at each change in the department, now I can use any function. I can do count, average, maximum, minimum, product, anything. But I want the sum. I want the total. Total of the current salary and the new salary. And I want to make sure that I have summary below the data checked. And if I have some subtotals before, I want to replace that. So that is also a check. And I don't want a page break. So that is unchecked. So now I can click OK. Now I have all the subtotals. So it gives me the names, department, and then the total of each department, marketing and all that. Now I can actually see these departments by going to the left of the screen here and click on 2. 2 will give me just the department and the new salaries. Now I know that the information systems has got the highest salary total, both new as well as current, followed by marketing and then accounting. If I click on 1, it gives me just the grand total. If I click on 2, it gives me all the departments. If I click on 3, it shows me the normal view. So this is how you do subtotal in Excel.